Hey, it's Chey. Welcome to the channel. I'm joined by Wes.
Hello.
Welcome to our review of Fear Street Part 3, 1666.
Oh my god.
Wow, what a ride this has been. If you don't know, 1666 has finally been released. This will be full of spoilers, so if you haven't watched, go do that. Come back to our review. We are about to dish all the dirt on Sarah Fear's grave.
Y'all, we just got off of a rewatch of this movie, and I am still riding so high from everything that I just watched. The first time I watch a movie, I feel like I just have to kind of like take it in, figure out what's going on, and then the second time I can just really enjoy it.
Definitely. On the second watch, there were a lot of things that I had missed that I was like, how did I not connect the dots?
Oh my god, it was so good. It was so good. I'm emotional. I loved it.
I'm very emotional because it's over. Or
Don't say that. Just because it's over doesn't mean it's really over. Listen to Katy Perry. There's more Fear Street coming. I feel it.
I can't believe you say listen to Katy Perry. It's like a
That's the
plot
only
twist.
time I'll ever say to listen to Katy Perry, but I mean it this time.
How are we going to do this? Because we have a
my
lot
God.
to talk about.
There's-
And we've had no internet all day long.
Oh my god. Guys, as soon as we started trying to watch this movie, the internet went out, so we couldn't watch it on our big flat screen, so we literally watched it on my little iPhone. Honestly, I feel like I was really able to catch things, because I was, we were watching it like so closely.
I have a crick in my neck now.
Literally. But I feel like I caught things that I maybe wouldn't have caught
Yeah.
otherwise, just like little details. So I'm not mad about it. I can watch it on the big screen again tonight.
We will be.
Yeah, we
Trust.
absolutely will be. Y'all, I am just like truly so hype right now.
Me too.
Let's get into talking about this movie.
Okay, so we can begin with the plot. So at the end of 1978, Dina takes Sarah Fear's hand to her body. Sarah finally has her hand back. Dina is transported back in time. She sees everything that happened in 1666 through Sarah's eyes, and
Yes.
whoa.
It was all very That's So Raven right from the beginning. She's just like sees it all. So immediately we're taken into Sarah's point of view. She's liked among the town. She has something going on with Solomon. Clearly her dad is wanting her to marry Solomon Good, but she has something going on the side with Hannah Miller, to the chagrin of everyone in the town ultimately.
We see that all of the familiar faces that we saw in 1994 and 1978 are back as new characters in the past, and they are about to do some wicked things in the woods, which really it's not even wicked. They're just going to go have some fun.
No.
They say that the full moon rises before nightfall and that they are going to enjoy the fruits of the land, which, sweetie, do you know what that means? They're going to go hallucinate in the woods.
Love it. I love their little code words for going to take drugs and dance in the woods together. And notice that every single person says it to Sarah Fear, which makes me think that she's like maybe known for like being someone who like loves to have some fun with
Sarah
drugs
Fear
in the woods.
Is a party animal. Okay.
I loved it. I just love seeing all of them. It was so cute. So we get to that evening. They are taking the berries that Kate from 1994, now called Lizzie, is passing out that she has taken from the widow's hut.
So before the festivities begin in the woods, the girls go off into the widow's hut, which the widow is also Nurse Lane
Love
of
it.
Ruby Lane fame. The girls are snooping around her hut and they find a book where they start reading incantations, and I'm like, bitch, you don't know what you're doing. Calm down.
Literally like spouting off devils' names and
Yeah, literally just expelling all the demons. Here's the thing. If you ever find a book of spells in the woods, do not read it out loud, honey.
No. One thing I did notice was that she is giving out berries, which Kate did call the drugs that she was selling in 1994 berries. So I thought that was a good little nod.
Yeah, it was a nice little touch. There are parallels. Every time I caught one, my mind was literally blown.
The thought and detail that went into this movie, y'all. So they are hallucinating in the woods, and we quickly see Sarah Fear and Hannah Miller, who is Sam in 1994.
Which I love the way that was filmed because I felt that I was hallucinating with them. It was
Yes.
shot so beautifully and magic. It truly was magic in the woods.
It looks so fun.
Everyone looks so cute dancing in the woods. Hannah is dressed so beautifully. She's twirling around and she has this little crown of moss upon her head, the red moss. And before the night is through, Hannah is assaulted. Caleb comes up and pretty much assaults her with his boner. And she rejects him, and we all know what that means in Puritan times. When a man is scorned, he is ready for vengeance.
But Sarah does come to Hannah's rescue. She punches Caleb in the face.
Bitch, yes.
Just one reason to love Sarah Fier among many. That's when I immediately started to stand.
Oh, yeah.
Stand up for your girl. Sarah Fier and Hannah Miller go into the woods together, and they are just flirting in front of a tree, making out.
Doing a little more than flirting. They are licking kitties.
Literally. Okay, I was trying to keep it PG, but yeah, I mean...
Sticking tongues in places where tongues don't go unless you're in the woods.
Listen,
okay?
Absolutely. Good for them, but they were not being careful about it, which was
They
a
were
huge mistake.
Totally hallucinating. They were really in the moment, but they are being watched by someone.
So the next morning they wake up and everything has gone awry. The animals are dead, the water is poisoned, the food is black, the fruit is rotten, nothing is good anymore. And immediately everyone knows something's up, especially when we see the priest of the town, Hannah Miller's father, Cyrus Miller, talking to himself, just acting really fucking strange.
With flies all over him, which we know what that means. He is possessed.
Yes.
Of course, we find out he has taken 12 of the children into the meeting house, and he has gouged out their eyes, put them in a pile on the floor, gouged out his own eyes also,
and
he is just talking to himself. All of the kids are dead. The whole town is in chaos as they realize the children have all their eyes plucked out. Cyrus Miller is about to go after Sarah Fier when Solomon Good attacks him with a pitchfork, ultimately killing him. And then we have Hannah and Sarah, who are afraid that their frolicking in the woods has caused all of this. Did they bring the devil into town?
Yes.
Goody Miller throws Sarah out of her house and basically says, pray for your damned soul because you're going to hell, bitch. You're a witch. So later on in the same meeting house where everyone just had their eyeballs plucked out, people are gathering and they are speculating on why this happened because, of course, it can't be Cyrus Miller. It has to be someone who bewitched him, which, I mean... It is.
He was. So they are having the meeting. We have Mad Thomas, who is Tommy in 1978. He is basically leading the charge against whoever bewitched Cyrus Miller. He is accusing people. He's throwing out names.
He literally says that Hannah Miller came to him naked, riding on a red mule after laying with the devil.
Ultimately, he did see Hannah and Sarah in the woods, and he's the reason that everyone knows that they were canoodling in the woods together. So this is a perfect scapegoat for him to be able to blame a woman, as men, during the Puritan times, love to do.
Yeah.
And while all of this is going on, we see Solomon Good deflecting that any witchcraft or devil summoning is going on. Clearly trying to deflect from what we're going to find out later.
I do feel like he had a soft spot for Sarah, so I think that them accusing Sarah of witchcraft really was like gonna be on his conscience.
Absolutely.
So he wanted to get the attention off of her and just say, look, let's move on.
Yeah.
There are no witches here. Well, guess what? There's a witch, bitch. And his name is Solomon Good. The town is hunting Sarah. She takes off, right? Hannah Miller is to be hanged in the morn, and Sarah is running off trying to find solace, trying to find some escape out of town. Well, she basically goes to Solomon Good. He's like, look, I know you didn't do this. And,
oh yeah, he knows all right.
Oh God, he knows she didn't do it because he did it. She discovers down in his secret room where he has a spell book, incantations.
There's like an altar.
And altar symbols in the dirt.
Black goo. I mean, the whole thing.
She is like, oh fuck, you are the witch, you did this, and he tries to reason with her.
Yeah. Solomon catches Sarah Fier in his little devil summoning underground altar, and he's trying to reason with her. We find out that his wife and his child both died, and he feels like he's tired that fortune has turned a blind eye to him, so he made a deal with the devil to sell one person from Shadyside's soul every few years so that he can prosper.
And then we see Cyrus Miller's name carved into the wall where we have seen everyone else's name. Ruby Lane, Samantha Frazier, Tommy Slater, all of these people who have been
the first of many
to kill because of Solomon Good.
Yes.
That motherfucker.
Solomon is trying to reason with Sarah, explain why he did all of these things. Granted, maybe you can't be so mad at him. I mean, you can, but like kind of makes sense.
I understand
guess.
His reasoning.
1600s, things were different, times were different, people thought different maybe. Sarah ultimately just stabs him instead of hearing him out.
Because she says, I am nothing like you.
Absolutely.
She wants nothing to do with the witchcraft, okay?
No.
And
another reason to stand.
She could have made a deal with him.
That's what I'm saying. I think that if she had just made a deal with Solomon, because at this point, They all think that she's a witch. They know that she's a lesbian. I think that she could have figured out some type of deal to strike with Solomon and or the devil. Because there's no way she's getting out of this situation alive. Yeah. As soon as she gets out of that hut, she is going to be hanged because the town thinks that she's a witch and they know that she's a lesbian. So maybe she could have figured out something with the devil to help save her. So after Seraphir stabbed Solomon, we see this really intense chase scene through the tunnels, which I thought was really exciting.
The whole time I was thinking, how does she lose her hand? That motherfucker's gonna cut it off. And he does. And we watch as he brutally slices her hand off and just breaks it off of her body.
I was cringing
traumatized.
So hard.
It was filmed so well. Literally done so well. I was
it's like dangling, and then he has to like pull it off, like the fat like stretches. Oh, it was like...
And her scream.
Oh my god.
Was so good.
We love an Academy Award nominee. It was so good. I just thought that this scene was really well done. It ends with her finding an escape. She doesn't have a hand. She's kicking at the wooden floor, is able to get out, but alas, he catches her.
She sees Hannah, who is locked up, waiting to be hanged. Solomon comes out, he grabs Sarah by the hair, and he exclaims, "I found the witch. Witch bitch, you are the witch bitch. You got the wrong witch."
The town is ready to hang Seraphir and Hannah Miller when Seraphir, the queen that she is, exclaims, "Stop. I did dance with the devil. I did sleep by his side, and Hannah Miller didn't do anything. Therefore, she should be spared." And she is.
Seraphir tells Solomon that she's going to shadow him forever, that the truth of what happened is going to be the curse, and she's going to follow him wherever he goes, and that basically she's going to put an end to him one day. It might not be tomorrow, sweetie, but eventually people are going to find out, and he is going to be done for. And guess what? She's hanged. And she dies. So.
And I hate him so much for that. I hate men. Truly.
The men in this were literally...
infuriating.
Oh my god, horrible. Made me hate men.
There was not one standable man.
Hang the men.
Hang the men. The man is the witch. He is the witch. Oh, I'm emotional.
And Mad Thomas literally under my skin.
Disgusting.
Here's the thing, they did great. They were so good.
Yes.
That's the thing. You're supposed to hate them, and they did so good. But
they were so hateable.
I hated them so much.
That is essentially the first half of the movie. That is everything starting from the beginning of what happens with Seraphir all the way up to her death when That's So Raven again. Dina is now back in 1994.
Dina knows the truth. Here comes Nick Good, Officer Nick Good, looking for her instantly, and it's a chase. They steal his car. They go to Ziggy. They're like, "Help us, please, bitch." Nick Good's grandpa, his daddy, his great-grandpa, his uncle, cousin, baby brother, everything.
Literally.
They're all witches, and we have got to go kill Nick right now. So then suddenly we are in 1994 part 2, and it is a fight to kill Nick.
So Dina, Josh, and Ziggy enlist the help of the custodial entrepreneur Martin to help kill Nick Good. They literally roll up. They say, "Do you want to help us kill Nick Good?" Who was seen framing him in the first movie.
Yeah.
He says, "Absolutely, I got you.
Yeah.
Let's go, babes."
Because if you remember, he said Sheriff Good, more like Sheriff motherfucking Evil.
Mm-hmm.
He knew from the beginning.
Ziggy takes charge on this one. When Nick Good comes in, she says, "I got this. This is my chance to shine." She goes into the middle of the Shady Side Mall. He walks over to her. He's like, "Ziggy, what's going on?" And she's like, "Hey, Nick." Boom, pulls the rope, carries him, blood all over. Dina is chasing Nick Good through the tunnel. Sam also somehow gets away and makes her way down to the tunnel as well. So now we have all three people in the tunnel. Nick's down there. He starts to hear Seraphir saying the iconic lines that she had said just a little bit earlier about haunting him forever.
Seraphir had her own curse on him.
Yes,
so.
We loved to see it. He and Dina have an altercation. He stabs Dina, but...
for a second time she's been stabbed.
Yeah.
Like, girl.
So much trauma with Dina. The poor girl's gonna be scared of knives for years. Dina gets the knife and stabs that motherfucker in the eyeball. And poof. All of the demons, killers that are chasing in the mall literally vanish.
They turn to flies.
Literally. It's disgusting.
The most... gross thing, but the most satisfying thing, watching them all just vanish, was
yes, exactly.
So
Chef's kiss. Yes, chef's kiss, honey.
Good.
But the gag of it all, the biggest gag in history is that Dina, she pulls off her shirt, and what do we see but books by Robert Lawrence, aka R.L. Stein, taped to her body. The stab did nothing. R.L. came through again.
Yeah, so Heather, she had that same tactic in 1994.
Another
but
parallel.
It didn't work out for her.
No, it didn't, unfortunately, but this time it did work for Dina. The curse is broken.
The curse is broken. Sam and Dina find their way out of the Shadyside Mall tunnels, and suddenly they are in Nick Good's house because the tunnel leads to his house, which is...
That's a whole nother thing.
Girl.
Is his house like halfway, like on the edge of Sunnyvale and Shadyside?
Surely his house is on the edge so that he can keep a watch on Shadyside.
It has to be.
Because he's a Sunnyvale cop. Why is he always in Shadyside?
Yeah. Well, I mean, why is his house in Shadyside if he's a Sunnyvale cop?
Yeah, because he's a bitch.
So we're seeing on the news now that murder and death are happening in Sunnyvale. We see his brother get hit by a car and die.
I assume it's his brother.
I'm 99% sure it was him.
It wasn't very clear. I wish there was a little more clarification, but I want to say it was his brother.
I don't think they would show us a random person dying. I think because the little face on the news, it looked like him.
Okay, yeah.
It looked like him.
We're gonna say it's him.
It was definitely him. Peace. Everyone knows that the Goods are evil. Finally,
yeah.
And
Nick Good is accused of being a serial killer because he is one.
It was beautiful, and it ends with Sam and Dina in the Fear Street Woods. Dina brings cheeseburgers, which she did say in 1994, we're going to make out, listen to the Pixies, and eat cheeseburgers. The Pixies are playing. They're making out. It's so sweet.
What more could you ask for?
And they all lived happily ever after. You think. Burnout.
Because in the post-scene credits, we see someone taking the book of spells from underneath the Shadyside Mall.
Who is it? Oh my god.
Oh my god. Here's the thing. So many things could happen. Which way is it going to go? Did a Sunnyvaler take it and they are going to curse Fear Street again? Did someone from Shadyside take it and they are going to curse the Sunnyvalers? So many things can happen.
So many
and
options.
And that leads for a sequel or a spin-off series, an anthology, something.
So they all live happily ever after for now.
And
we love that for them. Quickly, I just want to touch on a few characters and the acting, because I thought the acting was so good in this movie. Good. The actress who played Dina, I thought she was so good as Sarah Fear.
This was definitely my favorite performance from her.
Absolutely.
It was thrilling. I think that she was so good as Sarah, and she really brought something to the screen that I don't think that she necessarily brought as Dina. I feel like her and Sarah were two completely different characters, and I really appreciated that from her.
Oh, yes. We love diversity in acting. It was so good to see Kate again as Lizzie and Simon as Isaac, and, we did get more of Josh in the second part of 1994 as well. It was great to see him get his little eyes plucked out as Henry.
Oh my god, yeah. And then
speaking of eyes,
yeah, Constance.
Constance, played by Sadie Sink, who also gets her little eyes plucked out. I really wanted her to do more in this movie, but she's too busy filming Stranger Things, so that's okay.
And we also saw Emily Rudd as Abigail, which we love an Abigail moment.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I just love them so much. I thought that the men were really good.
They were so good, but they were also so awful.
Yes.
It was just terrible.
The actor who played Mad Thomas, he was really good. I didn't think he brought that much to the screen as Tommy in 1978, but as Mad Thomas, I thought that he was
great.
One of the best ones. Ashley Zuckerman as Nick Good, again, not that good, but I thought that he was actually really, really good as Solomon.
He's just cute.
He's really hot.
And so it was kind of hard to hate him. But
as a Puritan daddy, I was like sweating.
I was like, oh.
It was a lot. It was a lot. So yeah, overall, I thought that the acting was really good. The characters were great. And then lastly, just wanted to touch on the gore and the kills a little bit. There were not many, certainly not as many as the first two movies.
Yeah.
But I think what we got was effective.
Yeah, it was very effective. We saw people getting stabbed with pitchforks, people getting their eyes plucked out, people getting their hands cut off. We saw a dog hanging in a well in Sarah Fear.
Classic RL, killing a dog.
The
he
pig
always does.
Ate their babies. Just so many things going on.
Lots of disturbing things that are going to be sticking in my mind.
Oh, yeah.
And I kind of loved it.
The imagery was everything. Just watching the bugs crawl throughout the food and seeing all their fruit being poisoned, everything was so good and delicious.
The image that sticks out in my mind the most in this movie is when they're the 12 kids that are all in the white sheets and they're all like laying down next to each other.
Yeah. Which is a parallel to 1978 when all those kids were slaughtered. Just so many parallels that were beautifully crafted and placed perfectly for the eye to catch, because I did see them. I see you, Lee. I see you.
I loved it. I can confidently say this was my favorite movie of the trilogy. I was a little nervous because when you build up a movie so much in your mind, it can be easy to let you down. And this did not do that to me.
It didn't let me down one bit. I'm so satisfied. I am thrilled to watch this over and over again. And I also want to watch it backwards.
Oh, I want to watch it backwards. I want to watch it forwards. I'm going to make all my friends watch it. Movie marathon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Literally.
I'm ready.
So we are nowhere near done with Fear Street. We are going to be putting the characters into tiers from 94, 78, and 1666. We also are going to do a full trilogy review / what we think is happening next with the future of Fear Street, because we might have a little inside information, which is not official, but, you know.
We've heard some things.
We've heard some whisperings from birds in the trees after dancing with the devil. Also, we will always continue to do Fear Street Friday. Right now, we are covering really the books that probably inspired 1666, which are The Betrayal, The Secret, and The Burning. So Fridays, look out. There might be a Fear Street video coming your way. But yeah, other than that, let us know down below what you thought about 1666. We would love to talk about it with you. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. We would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you are not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button if you love movies, music, pop culture. We love y'all. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.
Hell's under new management now.
I like my pumpkin spice lattes extra hot.
I am going to eat your soul.
Sorry, I'm not into short guys.